Hi, I am Ari Kaplan, head of technical evangelism at Databricks, and we are here live from the Lakehouse with Omar, who is Databricks VP of Security and Field CISO. So, why don't you say hello? Tell us a little bit about what you do.
I spend a lot of my time with our customers and with our own field teams as well, basically helping organizations make sure as they're leveraging the data intelligence platform, as they're trying to onboard use cases, trying to take their excitement and their appetite for AI and fulfill it, to do all of that in a responsible, safe manner such that they get the benefit of the outcomes and they don't end up having to realize any of the risks or adverse outcomes that may come from any of those endeavors.
That's an incredible role. How often do you travel?
I probably travel a couple times a month, and fortunately in a post-COVID world, a lot of what I get to do virtually and have conversations with customers and executives and show up at exec steering committee meetings and others to help people sort through things that are making them very, very nervous about extracting value from large amounts of data and enabling things like Gen AI. So they want to move fast, but they're cautious. So I basically help organizations figure out how to do things in a way that they are aligned with their level of risk appetite. So it's sort of like, if someone said to you, you should sit in a box and travel at 80 miles per hour. If someone said that to you 100 years ago, you would think you'd have to have a death wish to say yes to a proposal like that. Yet we do that every day and we're comfortable with it. Why? Because we've got a system of controls to manage every single risk associated with traveling at that speed, and adopting an AI platform and putting all of our data, including our sensitive data in it, powering some of our most sensitive and consequential business processes, whether it's using analytics or if it's using generative AI or traditional classical AI. Those all things come with risks. However, we know that there's well understood ways to address and manage those risks. And my job is to help organizations understand what those risks are and how to manage them so they can move forward and do so with comfort and confidence.
Yeah, I love that analogy of moving in the box. And yeah, speaking of moving like at fast speed, like the whole Gen AI trend is going super fast. Every day there seems to be a new announcement. And some companies want to be innovative. Some companies are more conservative. I suppose it depends on the industry, but how do you, what are some advice if there's like a clash? Some people want to be progressive, but they have to manage risks around it.
I'd say what I find even within an enterprise, there are some personas that are very excited and want to move forward fast and can't wait to consume as much Gen AI as possible and use it to power different business processes, solve all sorts of real problems that they have. On the other hand, within that same organization, you're going to have a group of people that say, we're going slow, we're taking it easy, we're not ready yet, maybe we'll be a fast follower. And this is in the same enterprise, two diametrically opposite conversations. I've had conversations with senior executives where where they tell me that their business leader has put out an announcement talking about how they're going to be adopting Gen AI, and other business leaders are too scared to even look at that announcement because they don't know what it's going to say. And so you have someone excited, willing to talk about it, others as close to literally putting their head in the sand, ignoring the fact that it's happening. My advice would be the advice I get from my financial planner every time I meet with her every quarter, and we look at my portfolio and decide if I'm spending too much, if I'm not saving enough, what's happening with the market, how much harder I need to work, when I'm going to be ready for retirement, whether my kids can go to private school or not, all of those conversations. And she always says to me, Omar, when the market is going up, don't be too excited. When the market goes down, don't be sad. You've got a long ways to go. You're here for the long run. Just be dispassionate and focus on the things that you need to do. It's the same thing here. Don't be overly exuberant about AI and its ability to sort of, with a snap of a finger, solve your problems. But on the other hand, don't be such a Luddite that you feel like it has no place in your organization. So being thoughtful, being deliberate, going into it eyes wide open, saying there's some value, there's some risk. We need to make sure we understand the value that we're desirous of. At the same time, we need to understand the risks that may potentially cause us unfortunate exposures. Let's make sure we manage those risks. let's make sure we move forward with the business and let's make sure we monitor it. So if we do find something that isn't going well, then we can address it very quickly. And so that sort of middle approach is the right approach for most larger enterprises.
Well, that's wonderful. And the last question is like, what is the reaction or what's your view on the data intelligence platform and how that helps with governance and risk and everything else you're talking about?
I just had this conversation with a customer a few hours ago. They were, in this case, talking about how they are leveraging Databricks to solve for some of their cyber use cases, because the amount of data needs and the speed with which that's coming in and the performance they need for the queries is unlike what can be supported by standard specialized security tools. And also the number of sources, they said they're up to about 150 sources. That number is going to go up. The number of fields in each source is going to go up. And the way they're managing it today is through a static page that lists and organizes all of those sources and the relationships between them. They were very, very worried as they scale, as they get more sources, and they don't have the ability to grow the number of people working on this. They need more intelligence to work on it. So the data intelligence platform, where you're leveraging AI to make the platform itself more intelligent and not just relying on the humans to bring the intelligence in their ability to interface with the platform, that's absolutely critical in helping our organizations and the people within them be able to scale and be successful in their roles.
How amazing. You're amazing. Thank you for all these words of wisdom. You're incredibly helpful, I know, to every company that's looking for advice and strategy. And so thank you so much. And Omar, Absolutely. It's a pleasure.
Hey, thank you, Ari. My pleasure.
All right. Could have gone on so much longer, but that's all.
This was good.